I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and today we're going to be taking a detailed look at the Timbuk2 Packable Tote, which I've been testing for the last 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So starting off with the materials here, Timbuk2 describes this as a water repellent, fully wipeable material, but they don't actually say what that material is. So it has a bit of a crunch to it, and I would say it feels kind of like a nylon or a polyester. It's pretty thick just to the touch, and I mean, you can see it's a little bit on the shinier side, but not overly so, but it does just make a lot of noise. So, I mean, you can hear that. I'm sure just kind of by touching it, it just makes a lot of noise. But overall with the other materials here, we have YKK zippers across the board and then Duraflex hardware, mostly particularly on this back side here, this is like a luggage pass-through strap, which is a nice addition if this is something that you want to take with you traveling. But it does have a bit of an adjustment as well. I didn't really find myself needing this. If the bag is super, super packed out, it does, like if it's as tight as it can possibly go, which is where it's at right now, it can still expand fully as you load things out. So if I were to expand this strap, this didn't really add anything in particular. You can kind of see that there's not, there's still a big amount of space. But since this is a luggage pass-through strap, that just gives you a little bit of extra room depending on how large that luggage handle is. So this whole thing is a 23 liter capacity bag, which is fairly large. I mean, I'm testing a day pack right now that's only 16. So in the scheme of things, this can hold a lot of stuff, which is really great if you like, keeping a packable bag on you, but you like to have that extra space. And then as well, with it being zippered, there's a lot of extra security as well. So I'll kind of go through the pockets here. On this front pocket, this zipper pull is not very stretchy. It's just kind of like a nylon cord. And then this front zippered pocket is great for, quick stashing items, a wallet, phone, something like that. But it is fairly small. I mean, it's deep. I would say it goes to about here. So about halfway, not quite. It is a little bit farther down as well. And then on the sides, it's only as far as the zipper is wide. But then going on to the inside compartment here, got these straps that buckle together. And this opens fully from side to side. So, I mean, you can kind of tell I'm struggling with this. That's kind of something that just happens with tote bags, right? They're not super structured. So when you get a ton of stuff in there, if it's really top heavy or if everything's like a little bit heavy on one side more than the other, then it's just gonna get a little bit frumpy. So what's nice though is that the zippers do come down a little bit on the side. You can see it's this is the very corner, and then you have about an inch of extra zipper there. And then that gives you more access for opening this up and really packing it out. So that's a really nice addition. I think it really does help me take advantage of that full 23 liter capacity. And then what I've gotten here is this is a 40 ounce water bottle, which I carry with me really frequently. You can see it fits very comfortably in here, right? There's still a lot of space on the side. And then I have a sweater, tech pouch, just kind of the basics in here. You can put a laptop in here too if you wanted to. I would just recommend doing some sort of a sleeve or something just because it doesn't have any extra padding. So there is this liner on the inside. It doesn't feel as thick as this outside liner, but it does have a little bit of durability to it. It's kind of that same slickness and crunchiness, but just not as thick. And it's also not very tight to this outside liner. So it's a double, it's doubled out. They are separate from each other. But what I found is that when I was packing this out, until I got everything in, it was just a little bit crunchy and overwhelming, I guess you could say. So if I was putting this water bottle in, that's not enough to pack this out fully. So then I would get this in, and then I would get this in, and then I'd have to like shake it all out kind of. But what you could also do is lay everything flat down, and that does help, but it doesn't, I mean, it's just kind of a preference thing at that point, but if you've got things in these pockets, then these walls are heavy as well. So I did find it a little bit more difficult to pack, but in general, having so much space is kind of a trade-off. So the straps themselves are pretty long as well. I am 5'6", and this didn't touch the ground when I was just like holding it and hanging it next to me. But if you are on the shorter side, that is something that could be a risk. You can always just grab it, you know, a little bit less, but something to keep in mind. It's really great for shoulder carry because it's super comfortable. The straps aren't like padded or anything, but you know, as you get this loaded up, it's comfortable to carry on your shoulder. Just if you're holding it down by your side, it can be a little bit long. So I'm going to take out this stuff in the front here, push everything off to the side, zip that back up, and then the only internal organization that we have here is this zippered pocket. And this actually acts as the storage pocket for the bag itself when you want to pack it back up. So I'll kind of go through that process here. Once I show you the inside of this pocket, this is great for like small items. And there's also a key strap in here. So it's fairly long. I mean, this is long enough to where if you have this on your shoulder, you can get to your door with it. You know, that's a fair amount of space there. And the clip itself, I can bring that a little bit closer, is secure as well. So when it comes time to actually pack this up, this is a double-sided zipper. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip this pocket inside out and kind of position it up top. And you can already see that this zipper or this key strap is just hanging out. There's this little pull tab right here that you can clip it on, and then that acts as a carry handle. So it keeps it out of your way as well once you're packing it up. But what you do is just kind of keep it organized this way. I like to as well stick the strap down in that luggage pass-through just because it keeps it a little bit more contained. And then pull it down this way, fold it into thirds to match the size of this pocket here. You can see it's just like one long thing at this point. And then you just roll it up. And then this shoves into this pocket here. Sometimes it's easier than others. I get the hang of it a little bit more, you know, the more frequently that I did it. At first, you know, it's kind of like you have the temptation to just shove it in there, but folding it up and rolling it into it really is a little bit more efficient. So then you can just zip that up there. And then you have this convenient little pouch. It's definitely not the smallest packable tote in the entire world, so that's something to keep in mind if that's a big deal for you. But at 23 liters, it's really nice to have that amount of space in a package that is this big. It's only 11.3 ounces when it's packed up, which is less than a pound, and that's approximately, it's about the same weight as like a stainless steel water bottle that's like, I would say like 21 ounces, 18 ounces, not something like this, but definitely something that's a little bit on the smaller side. So in the scheme of things, weight and size ratio to the amount of space when it's expanded, it's pretty solid. So there you have it, the Timbuk2 Packable Travel Tote. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.